in 2014. College football, Mississippi moved ahead of Baylor, beat Mississippi State. Kentucky moved into the top 25. Where are they from, Paul?
Kentucky?
The SEC.
Yeah.
The only 4 loss teams that are ranked are Texas A&M and Arkansas. What conference are they in?
The SEC.
And then this is from the 419. If my math, Smokey, is correct, that's just under about 25% from the SEC. There's 6 teams out of 25. 3 lost teams include North Carolina State and Clemson, and they're both ahead of 11-1 San Diego State and Houston. So that's kind of just an overview. I didn't watch it. I just then all of a sudden my email in my inbox, there's the top 25. Baylor dropped to number 9. Oklahoma State is right there, right on the edge. And so it'll be interesting because look what happened over the weekend. Some things happened we didn't think would happen.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Oklahoma State's still not getting the love. I mean, I know it's Alabama's the one that's keeping them out, not Cincinnati. Alabama is. I think Oklahoma State's resume to this point is better than Alabama's. But, again, they're also not Alabama. So, Alabama is the only school on this list necessarily, and even Michigan is a storied program, but they haven't been good lately, and Georgia is a storied program. But Alabama is the only team on this list that's getting credit for something it did a year ago.
Well, something they've done the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And again, they have that in their favor. They did discuss Notre Dame about a coach moving out, and could that affect them? I don't know. I don't believe anything Gary Barta says. I don't believe anything any of them say, but we'll get your thoughts on that as well. We don't have a guest till 3:45, and our guest will talk about Virginia Tech's new head coach. So if you want to call, 254-339-1122, that line is open. Let me go into something with Alabama. Alabama's Alabama. Let me see. Beat Miami when they were 14. Are they still rated?
No.
Florida was 11th, and they won by 2. Are they still ranked?
No.
Mississippi was 13 or 12th, and now they're 8th.
That's their good win.
And they won that by 21. Probably the best game they played all year long. Arkansas was 21. They're still 23 or so, and they beat Arkansas by 7. And then, of course, wins against Auburn, among some others. A&M, they're unranked, and they lost to A&M as well. But, yeah, there's no question. There's no question. And I am not personally saying that Alabama would beat, that the teams 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 would beat them. But, again, isn't that why you should play the games and find out?
Yeah, but I think the point I'm trying to make with Alabama is that whether Alabama would beat any of the teams in the top 4 should not be the point. The point should be, have you earned your way in to the top 4? If there's only going to be 4 and there's not going to be 12, and the College Football Playoff Expansion Committee left today without an agreement, and so that's going to continue on. They'll get to it eventually, but they're not there yet on the 12-team playoff. But if you're only going to have 4, shouldn't you have to earn your way into the 4?
Okay, of the 4, who has? Georgia has.
Yeah.
Cincinnati has.
Yeah, and I think Michigan
has.
Yeah. So those 3 have, and I think Oklahoma State has. Now, that's the argument I think is Oklahoma State versus Alabama at this point. And, for example, look, Baylor, I don't know if Baylor dropped because they struggled against Texas Tech or if that was just they needed to make room for Ohio State not to drop too far. But
okay, what did you say?
They needed to make room for Ohio State not to plummet.
No, yeah, we knew that. There was no way they were going to drop below Baylor. But here's the thing, though, about Baylor. They struggled against Texas Tech with a backup quarterback, okay? Mm-hmm. And did Alabama roll Auburn?
No, that was the point I was just about to make.
Okay.
So Alabama did the same thing and actually struggled even more mildly that it took them 4 overtimes to beat a team with the same record. So
had they lost that game, Paul, where would Alabama be today?
Oh, probably only about 7th. I mean, where Ohio State is.
One of the things I see, and again, this is all setting up what will be on Sunday when they release it. Someone just texted that Ole Miss is where they are. They moved them up a notch to prop up Alabama, and most likely that's the case. And the teams at the bottom of the top 25. Our good friend Dave Bartu, you love him. He's going to join us today to discuss it sometime in the mid to late part of the 4 o'clock hour.
All right, let's go to the phone.